Okay, today we are going to learn about area and perimeter, and once we have learned all about them, we are going to use our learning to help us design our very own zoo. Okay, so let's start with area. So area is the amount of space inside of a shape, and it is measured in squares. So if we have a look here at our two shapes, we have a rectangle and we have a square. And the area is the amount of squares inside of the shape. And today, our squares inside have a side length of 1 centimetre, so they are 1 centimetre squares. So one way you can find the area is quite simply to just count the amount of squares inside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the area of this rectangle is 8 centimetres, and to show it's squared, you put a little 2 just above the M, okay, for centimetres. Another way to find the area, because if the shape was quite a lot larger and had more squares inside, a nice quick way of working out the area is to times the amount of squares on a width against the height. Because if we go back to when we were in year 2 and we were learning about arrays, it's just like that. So we have 4 times by 2, and we know 4 times 2 is 8, so it would be 8 centimetres squared. So let's use that method to find the area of our square. So the width of our square is 1, 2, 3 centimetres, and the height is 1, 2, 3 centimetres as well. And we know that 3 times 3 is 9, so the area of our square is 9 centimetres squared. And we could always check that just to be sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we now know what area is, so now we're going to learn about perimeter. So to learn about perimeter, I always remember a little ant. And a perimeter is the distance all the way around a 2D shape. So I want you to imagine a little ant is walking all the way around your shape. How many centimetres is he walking? Okay, so another way you could do this is to quite simply count the amount of centimetres around the edge. So we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the perimeter is 12 centimetres. Our ant would have to walk 12 centimetres to get the whole way around our rectangle. But again, a quicker way to work out the perimeter is to work out how many centimetres the width of the shape is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, times that by 2, because we have 2 sides of our rectangle that size. So 4 times 2 is 8, and then we work out the measurement of the height, which is 1, 2, 1, 2, so 2 lots of 2 is 4, and 8 add 4 is 12. Okay, so let's use that method to find the perimeter of our square. Okay, so our little ant has got to walk all the way around our square. How far is he going to walk? So the width of our square is 1, 2, 3 centimetres, and actually our height is also 1, 2, 3 centimetres because it's a square. So actually for the perimeter of a square we just need to times 3 by 4, and again we know that 3 times 4 is 12, which is quite interesting because these shapes are different, they have a different area, but actually they have the same perimeter. Okay. Once you understand about area and perimeter, you will be ready to design your very own zoo. So you can download this booklet on my TES shop, and if you search Zoe Cole 1993, you'll be able to find it in my shop. And this booklet will walk you through designing your own zoo. You get to choose your own animals, your own facilities, and then there's some extra activities at the end of the book where you can further design your zoo. So you may decide to make a jingle, or you may decide to make a 3D model of your zoo. Okay, so the first page of the booklet is all about designing your zoo. It says, congratulations, you have been chosen to be the lead designer of a new zoo in your town. The board of directors have made some special requirements though, so there are some rules that you must follow. It says you need at least 10 different animal enclosures. So you can't have a whole zoo of giraffes. You need to have lots of different animals in your zoo. The enclosures must be square or rectangular. you must ensure that there is a pathway between each enclosure. There must be at least one entrance. There must be at least one restaurant or cafe on your site. Your visitors would really appreciate a toilet, and I'd like you to label each enclosure. So then it has a list of enclosures and buildings to help plan your zoo. And as you can see, there's lots and lots of different animals you can include. There's a zebra, an elephant, a giraffe. You've got some Australian animals. There's kangaroos and koalas. We've got some birds. There's some peacocks and some flamingos. Some reptiles, a poison dart frog, for example. So you can choose your favourite animals for the zoo. And then there's a list of facilities. So you may want to include a smoothie shop, a gift shop. Probably, I'm sure you'll want to include that. There's a playground. There's a pizza restaurant, lots and lots of things you can include in your zoo. So when you turn over the page in your booklet, I've included an example of how the design may look and how I've then worked out the area and perimeter of those enclosures. Okay, so what I've done is I've enlarged this so that you can see really clearly how to design your zoo. So this is the area that you're allowed to put your zoo in. All of the enclosures must be included inside this. You don't need to use all of it, but I think the more animals you have, the better. Okay, and then on the first page in your booklet, it has the list of the animal enclosures, the facilities, and also the area of these facilities. Okay, so we know how big they are. So let's go. My class know that I love elephants, so my first enclosure I'm going to choose to be an elephant enclosure. So the elephant enclosure is 30 metres squared, okay? So I need to make either a square or a rectangle that is 30 metres squared. I know that 6 times 5 makes 30, so I'm going to make my enclosure 6 by 5. And it did say it needs a pathway around each enclosure. I'm going to start here, so 6 by 5. So as you can see, that is quite a large enclosure. And then going to label that elephant. I'm going to go back to the rules because I remember now that I must include an entrance. So I think my entrance is going to be quite central here. So I'm going to look on my facilities, and entrance is 4 metres squared. So I can either do a 2 by 2 square or a 1 by 4. I think I'm going to go for a 2 by 2. So I'm going to label that as my entrance. So the entrance is also the exit, and I remember from being a child, I loved it when the gift shop was right by the exit. So just when I've had a lovely day, I try to sneak in the gift shop and try and get something to remember my day. So I'm going to put the gift shop right near my entrance exit, which is 6 metres squared. So I'm going to go for a 3 by 2. So that's my gift shop. And then I'm going to carry on designing, thinking about which other animals I would like to have in my zoo. I think I'm going to go for kind of sea lions, dolphins and penguins. I'm going to put those all together in this corner. So the dolphins are 24, they need an area, an enclosure of 24 metres squared. So I'm going to do that quite near my entrance. I think that would be a lovely thing to see as you come in. Dolphins. So 24, I know 6 times 4 is 24. So I could have also done a 2 by 12, which would have been more of a long, thin enclosure. I quite like this one. So this is my dolphin enclosure. Okay, so I'm going to carry on designing that until it's filled. Okay, once you've designed your zoo, you're then ready to find the area and perimeter of your enclosures. So if you look in your zoo design project, the next page has a nice chart where you write down your enclosures or exhibits, and then we're going to work up the area and perimeter, and they will go alongside. So I've enlarged that here, which is now on my wall, so it's easier for you to see. So I've just started writing a few on here. So my first enclosure we put on was the elephant enclosure. So it's asked to find the area of this enclosure. So to remember, to find the area of the enclosure, we're looking at how many squares are inside it. And the key on our plan says that this time 1 square is equivalent to a metre squared. So the elephant enclosure is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the width is 6 metres. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The height of it on our design is 5 metres. So 6 times 5 is 30. So there are 30 metres squared inside the elephant enclosure. So it's 30 metres squared. Let's then find the area of the giraffe enclosure. So the giraffe enclosure is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. 6 metres for the width and 1, 2, 3, 4 for the height. So 6 times 4 is 24. So there are 24 squared metres inside the giraffe enclosure. That's how large it is. So both quite big enclosures, but we know they're large animals that need a lot of space. So let's go on to finding the perimeter of these enclosures now. So the perimeter of the elephant enclosure, remember the ant, so the ant's got a long way to go this time. A little ant walking around your enclosure, and you need to see how far your little ant has got to go to get the whole way round. So we need to work out the measurements for the width and the height around the enclosure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the width is 6 metres. So there's 2 lots of 6 metres. It's a rectangle. So we know opposite sides are the same length. So 6 add 6 is 12. And the height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 metres. Again, opposite sides are the same length. So that's going to be 10 for those 2 sides. So 12 add 10 is 22. So the perimeter of our elephant enclosure is 22 metres. So that poor little ant has got quite a long way to walk. And then we'll do the same for the giraffe enclosure. So the width of the giraffe enclosure is the same as the elephant. It's 6 metres. And we know 2 lots of 6 are 12. And the height is 4. So 2 lots of 4 make 8. 12 and 8 equal to 20 metres. Okay, once you have found the area and perimeter of all your enclosures and exhibits, if you look on the last page of your booklet, I've included some extra ideas you can do. It says, fancy making your zoo even better? Here are some more designing ideas. So you could design a poster for your zoo that persuades people to come and visit. You could design a PowerPoint presentation to introduce your zoo to visitors. You could design a full colour visitors map of your zoo. You could compose a jingle that you could play on the radio to advertise your zoo. Or you could also create a 3D model of your zoo, which would be really exciting. Okay, so I hope you have fun designing your zoos, and please don't forget to share them with me. Okay, and otters, those of you that are in my class, you're going to get this project in your next homeschool pack. But I'm hoping that the beginning little bit of teaching about area and perimeter should help you with your current homeschool packs. Okay, everybody enjoy and take care. See you soon. Bye bye.